got tightened up. Everybody just play their fucking part. You good at that? You good at that. You ain't no fella. You don't want that gift or that curse.
Time is ticking, jewels is dripping, diamonds shining, keep on grinding, elevation, fascination, this that Mortal King shit. Time is ticking, jewels is dripping, diamonds shining, keep on grinding, elevation, fascination, this that Mortal King shit. In order to have the power, you gotta have the plug. Like USB to streets.
What's up, y'all? We back, man. We ain't going nowhere. We back. We motherfucking back, man. It's Any and Everything podcast by Two Kings. I am King DJ.
And I am King Perez.
Y'all know how we do that shit, man. Before we go anywhere, y'all already know where we going. On that rocket to drop it. For this week, King Kurt Power. Make sure y'all hit those polls on Facebook. Vote for him. Leave him a little review. Tell him how you like the beat, the mix and mastering, the words, play, whatever it is. If you want a feature from him, hit him up. Say no. We on all type of networking shit. That's what I just talking about, though. No. That's what that is, though. Hit that right there, that rocket to drop it on that King Kurt right there. King Kurt, rocket to drop it.
Yes, sir.
Before we go anywhere again, before we get into the topic, we're going to talk about that pop-up shop. Make sure we got 6 slots left as of the day that we recording this on Mother's Day. We got 6 slots left for the vendors. Once again, $100 will get you 5 tickets that you can either give away to your best supporters or whatever, or you can sell them for $20, the entry fee. You get the interview with us. You'll be right there on the spot. We definitely gonna talk about all that type of shit. Your highs, your lows, and the vendors ownership, all of that. You get you get a seat for you and some help. So if just tap in. 6 more slots left.
And let's do it.
Going from there, then what else we got to talk about? I just say Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all of the women out there, those mothers that them single mothers, the married mothers.
Don't do it.
Just all of the mothers, man. Happy
Mother's
Day, man. Happy Mother's Day to them ladies out there. R.I.P. to my beautiful mother, Regina. Think about them, man. I love you for raising one beautiful boy and then another, my brother, so. And then the rest of my goddamn family, I guess. So.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day to all the women that guided me, brought me up and showed me the way. So, I pay homage to them every
All
year.
praise be.
So I love them to death.
All praise be. Me, I always say I don't think it's nothing better than a woman, let alone a black woman, let alone a mother or a woman that wants to be a mother. You know what I'm saying? Right. That canal in between the legs is a whole different portal, baby. Once you can bring life, you something magnificent, so you deserve all high praise, So that's where I'm gonna go from there.
No doubt.
Anything else you want to say before we get up into this little topic?
Let's roll it. What's up?
So on today, like I said, we about to talk about. I actually want to play something for you guys. This is Giannis interview. And then going from there, Giannis had, I know we a little late, but you already know how that shit go. Giannis had a little, when he got put out the playoff, had a post-game interview, and he was talking about failure. And, we just want to let y'all listen to what he's saying, and then we have a little conversation based on, what me and Dog saying right here, or what me and King saying right here. And then, you kings and queens tap into it on when y'all hear it and on all of these posts, you feel me? Because this something different to me, because when we talking about failure, what is failure? You know what I'm saying? What is failure? Why is failure the word that it is? You know what I'm saying? We know that the English language is tricky, and is it actually bad to fail? So we gonna play this, and then we gonna get into the ooh.
I just asked Bud the exact same question, but I'm curious for you. Do you view this season as a failure?
Oh my God. Okay, because I'm not that up. You asked me the same question last year, Eric. Okay. Do you get the promotion every year on your job? No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Yes or no? No. Every year you work towards something, towards a goal.
right? Which is to get a promotion, to be able to take care of your family, to be able, I don't know, provide the house for them or take care of your parents. You work towards a goal. It's not a failure. It's steps to success, you know. And if you've never, I don't want to make it personal. So there's always steps to it, you know. Michael Jordan played 15 years, won 6 championships. The other 9 years was a failure. That's what you're telling me. No, I'm asking you a question. Yes or no? Okay, exactly. So why are you asking me that question? It's a wrong question. There's no failure in sports. You know, there's good days, bad days. Some days you are able to be successful. Some days you're not. Some days it's your turn. Some days it's not your turn. And that's what sports is about. You don't always win. Some other people's gonna win. And this year somebody else is gonna win. Simple as that. We're gonna come back next year, try to be better, try to build good habits, try to play better, not have a 10-day stretch with playing bad basketball. You know.
Period. You know, we'll go from there. We get the gist of it, right? So he made a comment. The reporter asked him, "Do we consider that this season as a failure?" For me, him saying no is not a failure. You know, everybody. So first, I do commend him for what he did do. He didn't make it personal.
Right.
He stood up there knowing that this is a platform where the media could shift their words, shift his words, and make him out to be the bad guy. But this whole interview that he had on his post game, it was very articulate to me. He kept his composure. You know, he kept his mindset. You know, and he kept it from being personal.
I think he just thought before he spoke. And he didn't speak from emotions. He just stayed, you know, that course that he was on because he wanted his point to go across as that point and not make everything personal, you know, towards another person where, you know, people will take it and view it and run off with it.
As we get a lot now because we are very sensitive in this world compared to what it used to be. So all praise for that, for sure. But once he got into talking about what failure is, and to me, this season should be looked at as a failure for him. Nah, we gonna talk about first what is failure. Failure is not reaching the obtainable goal that you set out to reach, right?
I mean, we can say that in a sense, but if we say that, are we putting a time limit on it?
Well,
Because
considering
they
that
can come back next year.
but we talking about this specific season. He said, "Is it this season as a failure?" So they put a time limit on it. What's the time limit? To whoever reached this ending of the top of the mountain and hoist the championship trophy, right?
But like you say, every year you go out for a promotion. Do you get it every year?
No. So I failed that year until I get my promotion, right?
I wouldn't consider it a failure because it's a goal that you're working towards.
Okay, so let's say if I'm working towards that goal, right? 5 years I don't get it. 1 year I get it. Next year I get it consistently, right? But then I don't get it ever again. Let's say I get that promotion 2 years in a row, but then I never get it again. But let's say I get it 5 years in a row. Then I never get it again. But they telling me, yeah, your work is good or whatever you're doing is good, but we want to give somebody else the opportunity to make it fair.
But to me, it's like you always going for a goal. And goals that we set, we don't always reach. So, I mean, we can set a goal, but, you know, are we shortchanging ourselves when we put a time limit on that goal to be reached? Because they might say, okay, this season was a wash, but he might come back next season and win the championship. You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as my goals are set to be, you know, a champion at one point.
So is this season considered as a failure?
No,
if you want to seclude it,
I don't consider the season as a failure because it's things to be learned.
That's what I'm getting towards. I feel like we make, with him saying, the reporter saying, do you consider it as a failure? We take the word failure and take it for this negative connotation word on where, it's end all be all, where we should take it as a learning experience.
Right.
You know, yeah, they lost. He said he shot whatever from the free throw line. You know, he couldn't. He said, the shots just wasn't going in. You know what I'm saying? We had a 10-day stretch where we played bad basketball. We're gonna go back and we're gonna change that and not have so now you already know, right? Even right after this season, okay, he know he lost. He know it ain't no. Now, how do you backtrack? You backtrack and you figure out what did I do that kept me from winning, going further than what I should have went.
Right.
Those are learning experience. Those are learning gestures that you take. So they saying the word failure, but we got to take the word failure and not take it as a bad word and understand that we just got to learn. As long as to me, it's something, if it's something that you want to do. Get it?
I look at it like in life, there is no failure. You know what I'm saying? Failure is when you just don't have it in you to succeed anymore. You know what I'm saying? When you just
But what if you still succeeding? What if you still succeeded and you just not reaching that pinnacle?
It's not a failure.
I agree. But to those, because when I looked up the definition of what failure was, it was lack of success. Mm-hmm. I believe that if I'm here, if I came from here and I'm here, but I just can't get here, I'm still successful in what I'm doing. I just haven't reached my ultimate goal, which is blissful success, which is completion.
I mean, when you say failure, I think that's a word that's emphasized basically in a corporate setting, what they feel and they standards. You know what I'm saying? The fulfillment of life. My thing is
in school, what's F?
That's failure.
Okay. So it ain't just corporate.
No, F is failure, but do you really fail? If you retain the information to move forward, everybody learns different. So who's to say that, okay, just because this body of work that I done wasn't to, you know what I'm saying, your efficiency, is that I fail?
I was in school and I knew the information, but I just couldn't write it on tests, and I got F's that whole report card, but an A in gym. I had to redo that grade over, my brother. I failed.
But I'm gonna give it to you like this. I knew a dude that was artistic. He failed as far as the standards of learning, educational wise, but he was a great artist. So his art alone had basically made him successful because people paid thousands of dollars for his art. Mm-hmm. So people got to understand, just because people view certain things you do as a failure, that's not a complete failure when you have other skills and you are attaining certain knowledge to move forward. You know, people look at stuff like, people being arrogant sometimes when they say certain things. Like a good role model of mine, and a lot of people don't like him, and a lot of people think he's arrogant. Damon Dash, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I listen to a lot of things that he say, and people don't like it because people don't like the truth and understand
the delivery.
People be like, okay, yeah, you had, a record label, you failed at the record label, you failed at this, but he never failed.
Well, why not?
You know what I'm saying?
I would say he didn't fail because he reached that top, where his record label was that number one. Everybody wanted to be a Rockefeller. Everybody wanted. So therefore, technically, he didn't fail.
The thing is, he rode that journey. He rode it out to where he was supposed to roll it out because he picked up on something else. You know what I'm saying? Right now, CEO, this is his clothing.
But how many times before he got to that pinnacle did he fail coming up into those?
The thing about it is,
he failed. If you want to say, because like you said, why put a time frame on it? But in all actuality, when we set goals, we put time frames on it.
I don't put time frames.
You got to, P. On some of them.
Never.
You don't never say like, I got a 5-year goal, I got a 10-year goal, I got a 6-month goal.
No, because realistically in life, I know that I can't say that. I can't say that realistically in life because I don't know in between what obstacles I might have to jump to get to that next, you know what I'm saying, get to that next step.
So let me speak.
That's going to make me successful.
Let me speak me personally then. Let me say me. Let me signify myself. when we started this podcast, I said, hey, to myself, I said, we're going to start it right here on day 1. In 6 months, I want to see where we at. That's my goal, to see where we at in 6 months. I put a number on the views, the number on the engagements and all of that. The first 6 months, the first couple months, we was then the next 3-4 months, then we kind of, then the 4, 5, 6 months, one shot. So in my head, we got to where I set the goal at, bro. Mm-hmm. That was the time frame. So I'm not saying like, okay, you know,
but that's a realistic time frame for you. You know what I'm saying? That's where you're setting your goals from. But
if I didn't meet that goal, it's okay for me to say, yes, I failed. I just got to learn from where I failed, why we failed.
Personally, you can say that you failed.
That's my thing.
But
I'm not disputing the fact of failure is a learning experience. I'm just saying we got to take the salt for the salt and the grain for the grain.
But the thing is,
we failed. Pick up your motherfucking shoes.
And that's
you know what I'm saying?
That's what
keep
we're
on,
different. You gotta take failure out of it. Period. You can't look at anything you do as a failure. You know what I'm saying? You cutting yourself short when you look at things as failures, because you're not you putting yourself in a mental state where you putting yourself as far as depression. That's
soft. That's a soft man's mentality, though.
With motivation not to, you know what I'm saying, not to proceed on. And you know, you might say that's a soft man, the way he looks at it. But you got to understand, everybody is not strong. So everybody is not, you know, in the same mental capacity to push forward.
All we have to do is understand that the word failure is nothing but taking a learning aspect from behind.
We just need to take it out the English language, period.
You can't do that because it's gonna be there.
Because it's gonna be there, but you know what I'm saying.
I want to teach. I want to teach not being so sensitive behind the word failure, bro.
My thing is, I teach my kids it's no such thing as failure.
It's okay to fail.
It's no such thing as failure.
It's okay to fail. It's
it might be okay, but
it's okay to fall.
It's okay, but I tell my kids there's no such thing as failure.
So what if your daughter say, "Hey, Dad, I want to go and ride my bike." Yeah, princess, let's go and ride your. By the end of the day, Dad, I want to be able to ride my bike. I'm gonna learn how to ride my bike. And by the end of the day, she failed 5 times. She not failed, but she actually hit the ground 5 times, and she wasn't good at being able to, you know. What do you tell her when she say, "Dad, I failed"?
Pick it up. Let's do it again.
That's it.
We don't even accept failure. It's not a word to us.
But that's gonna be tossed around in her life.
It's gonna be tossed around.
So we gotta change the narrative behind.
My thing is, it can be tossed around. It can be tossed around, but the thing about it is, the way I teach my kids is no such thing as failure. So I mean, people toss around Santa Claus all the time. Then you got the people that say there's no thing as Santa Claus.
But we being realistic. We being realistic.
But
I set up and waited for Santa Claus to come down.
I mean, but we still tell our kids, even though realistically we know it ain't no Santa Claus, but we still tell our kids it's a Santa Claus.
It's no such thing as failure. But I got a report card that had F, and then when I looked at the bottom, it said fail, and I knew the word. And I told my mama said, "How did you feel? How you got an F?" I don't know. I know the work. Obviously, you don't. If you does. Hey, but once I got my shit together and I was able to do it again, I passed that class.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Fail.
I did because in school it's you got to go to school from this time to this time to take this classes, you know. And if you don't pass that class, you fail.
But the thing about it is, during that time, you knew where you came up short at. So you had to go back and revamp it and come back strong. You know what I'm saying? When you stop accepting the word failure, you start succeeding.
When you understand what the word failure means, and understand that failure is not end all be all. You got to learn from in order to be the great, you got to fail.
Yeah.
Thank you. You should have said no.
No, I'm gonna tell you. I don't, like I say, I'm not gonna call it failure, but
call an apple and an orange an orange.
The thing about it is, when you say failure, you put emphasis on it. You know what I'm saying? This is where we went wrong. This is what we got to do to get back.
I understand the vibration you saying behind the word failure.
Right.
But if you take the word failure for what it is, you keep on saying it's no such thing as failure. You learn it. There's no such thing as failure. You got to pick up the true. He said MJ got 6 rings, played 15 years. Was the other years failure? You saying no, they was learning experiences. I'm saying yeah, but he had to learn within that time. He needed a Scotty to get the job done. He coming up against all of these other guys. They had 1s and 2s. He needed another one. Why? So he could pass the ball to.
But see, we base that on basically the outcome. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at the outcome. So when we say, okay, somebody like Jordan, like they say, well, he lost this many games. You know what I'm saying? And for a person that say, yeah, I believe in failure, them was failures. But we don't look at them failures because he was Michael Jordan.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
So, well,
anybody that mentioned Michael Jordan never
they say
mentioned
6
his
and 0.
losses.
They say 6 and 0. They say 6 and 0.
They mention his wins.
Yep.
So his failures
glazed over.
They're not going to even mention that.
Why? Because he was so great.
But guess what?
That his failures don't matter.
If he didn't get them 6 championships,
He'd be looked at like Charles Barkley.
he was a failure.
He looked like Charles, bro.
Right.
The dog of Charles.
So-
but then you got Charles who was still successful.
He's successful.
Did he reach that pinnacle and reach what everybody wanted to get? No, but he still top 50.
But you got to ask yourself, to whose standards?
To the NBA standards. They gave him he got the award of being the top 50 best all-time players of the year.
To somebody else's standards, he might look at himself as like, shit, I was one of the greatest players in the NBA.
I mean, and he say that, which could be said true. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's the way you take what failure is, bro. To me, it's like, man, I rather the hard truth than a soft lie.
Right.
You feel me? I can take what failure is and understand that shit. Hey, if you hit me a couple times, hey, you got to know that I'm coming back at you. Because failure ain't nothing but a fight. Failure ain't nothing but every other F word that you want to take away from behind the rest of the letters. And you know what I'm saying? So we can make it whatever you want to be.
At the most,
But we got to learn, though.
At most, I put it at obstacles.
We got to learn.
I'll be like, we have these obstacles in life that we have to, jump over, get around, whatever it is. These obstacles might try to stop us, but we got to keep, moving on. I got this thing with my kids. Every day they get out the car. You know what I'm saying? I tell them, I was like, remember. And people, they be like, what's up with that? And I tell them to remember. And when I tell them, I say, remember. And they be like, yeah, Dad, I know I'm a Jackson. Some people might look at that and be like, well, okay, he thinks, Jackson, he better than anybody. No, I'm telling my kids, you're a Jackson because you live by the morals and the standards that I set. So whatever anybody else set outside of that, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe what I'm teaching you is the right way. And that's what works for our family. So when my kids get out the car and I say, remember, you're a Jackson. So based on the morals and the principles I set, that you treat people like people like people. You know what I'm saying? You don't judge anybody. You know what I'm saying? You don't, act like you're an adult when you're a kid. You stay in a kid's place. You know what I'm saying? Always remember, anything you do, act like your dad is standing right there. So if you want to do it in front of me, don't do it in front of anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So these things that I set forth, that's what they honor is. That's what they believe in. So when I tell them, there's no such thing as failure, these are obstacles. When they deal with challenges, they deal with the obstacles. They don't deal with failure. Because these are obstacles. These are the things that's in your way that keep you from getting to this next step in life. So what you gonna do? And you gotta re-strategize.
I was just about to say, and I feel like that's all it is. but we still got to take face and value that failure is the failure.
I mean,
This I
it's a
respect how
word.
you wordplay. I was just about to. That was exactly where I was going to. I see how you saying it, but I say, you know, Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle always say it's a marathon, you know, and in my marathon I say it's a race. So if I'm out on the road and we running, right, I only see me. So if I fail, I'm failing myself to get better, right? So a failure ain't nothing but that one. You know Nipsey Hussle, right? So Nipsey Hussle, it's a marathon. So it's a marathon, and I use it in my life, and I say, I'm on the road and I'm running. I hit the speed bump. That's my failure. But now I was trotting and I didn't pay attention. Obviously, I wasn't paying attention. So I'm taking my learning experience. I get a fork in the road and I got to decide which way to go. I'm learning. Everything is a learning until I hit the top. You feel me? The top is, regardless whether you say it's a time frame on it or not, but it's the goal that I set. I can get far. I can be successful when it's all said and done. Yeah. But I will fail coming along the way. And we got to accept the fact that failure is an option, but failure is to learn. You know what I'm saying? There's only one way you really fail: if you die. If you don't see it through.
I'm gonna bring it back to our ancestors, because we so Europeanized that we see things through other people like rather than our own. So when you go back and you trace our history, and when they say becoming of manhood, and they used to always tell, you know what I'm saying, the next warriors up, you know, if you was ready or you wasn't ready. And when you go out, you know, whether it be a tiger, a lion, or something that y'all was hunting, and, you know, you're out there and you hunting and you miss your steak. You know what I'm saying? You didn't kill the beast. You know what I'm saying? They tell you, hey, it's next year. So they never said that you failed. They say come back next year, and you'll get it next year. Because in between
you had that one that be like, you failed this time.
no,
you failed this time.
It's no,
like, come on, man.
There's
Let's
no
be real.
failure. There's no failure in our language. If you can trace back, it's no failure in our language.
I say this.
That's a European dialect.
I disagree. But I say this. I do say this. I say, I look at guys like Martin Luther King, and, you know, I've had conversation with people about failure, about Dr. Martin Luther King. You know, I say, is he a failure? No. Did he fail? Yes. Why? Because he wasn't able to see what he set forth to surpass, to be implemented. He set the standard. He opened the door. He set the precedent. He did not see it through, but he was able to, okay, everybody else, that, boom, carried his state to see it through.
Just because he wasn't here don't mean he failed.
How not? He didn't see his work.
You don't have to see it. He laid the foundation for it.
But that's not.
He still succeeded.
The goal is to. I understand what you're saying.
Who's saying the goal was?
The goal is to reach the pinnacle, right?
Who said the goal is to see it through?
So if we go based, if we go what the definition is, not being successful.
But the thing is,
not completing.
Long as your goal is set, and long as you complete it at some point, you don't have to have a time.
But did you see it get completed?
Matter. Dude,
you were successful. Look. I'm not saying he wasn't successful. Dr. Martin Luther King was very successful. And I would say this about Malcolm X as well, one of my favorite.
Let me tell you.
He was successful, but did he complete the mission?
Let me tell you something.
No.
The guy that started Geico, the insurance company, he started
out of the garage.
1912. Now, how successful you think his company
That's
was
his
in
lineage.
1912?
That's his lineage.
Okay, but look at it today. Now, he might not live to see that company become a global company, a big company, but he started it all in 1912.
Like I said, Martin Luther King opened the door.
So his success started back then.
So he
And-
was Martin Luther King. Go ahead. We saying the same thing. Go ahead. You
And-
talking about Geico.
and
Martin
even
Luther
though-
King opened the
even
door
though
and was
he's
still
not
successful.
here, he was successful in what he was doing. And
I
the
never
standard
said
he was set.
I never said you can't be successful. Failure comes with success as well.
You don't
I'm
fail.
saying that he opened the door for others to pick up that torch and continue to for his success to keep on going to complete his goal. That's what I'm saying. So did Martin Luther King fail? Did Geico fail? Yes, because they didn't see the highest pinnacle that they set out to reach. They just, unless they say, okay, I'm only doing this to open the door to let somebody else, not another, let my lineage, No, but that failure is always a
Let me
platform.
tell you something. Anytime you open a person's mind, anytime you make people think different, you never fail.
Say that one more time.
Anytime you reach a person and you open a person's mind and you get that person to thinking, you haven't failed. Because that person takes on, you know what I'm saying, your goals for completion. You pass.
You opened the door.
You know what I'm saying? So
You a gatekeeper.
Regardless of if you got to see it in your time, you inspired and you taught others so they can accomplish what you started. Because if it wasn't for you, the mission never would have got started.
Let me say, I hear you. Then I'm gonna say, bringing this back to sports, we flip flopping.
Okay.
LeBron was on the interview. He said he will feel complete. His biggest goal is to stay in the NBA to at least see his son, play 1 year in the NBA. That's his biggest goal. If I don't see that, I failed. I don't even care about all the other stuff. I don't even care. I just want to see that. I just want understanding what failure is. It's just something it's just a goal. It's just understanding that failure is just an obstacle to climb over.
And that's
we just gotta learn from it, bro.
That's a self-goal.
But it's still goals.
It's a self-goal.
But all I'm saying is we gotta. You want to say, okay, that's a language. That's a part of the language that we not gonna take in. But it's here. It's here. No, take it for face value.
And a lot of things that's here need to be erased, especially when it comes to us. Anything that we learn beforehand needs to be erased and needs to be redone.
I agree with a lot of it.
Because we need to take a lot of shit out of the cycle when it comes to our community and everything that we learn. We need to delete a lot of shit.
So let's just say change what the narrative of failure is. Let's change what the narrative of what failure is.
Because when we start saying the word like failure, we put it to the point that others won't even try because they so scared of the word failure. They be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna try this because he tried and he failed." So I mean, if he couldn't do it, why do I think I can?
Then you
do
gotta
it?
be like, don't compare yourself to nobody else, kid.
But we always
Young
gonna,
grasshopper.
we always gonna look at it certain point.
Your
when
road is your road.
When
Your
people
obstacle.
speak certain words, them words become life.
Yeah, but then you gotta understand that self-motivation is powerful as well. So let's say if I see you or we watching what Dame Dash doing, right? As a clothing line and running CEO, and he done had other a lot of big shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we looking at Dame Dash. How can we be like him? We see his downfalls. We see where he messed up at. We don't just take the good, because if we take the good, once we come to something, we be like, we stuck.
But the thing about it is, he always speaking life. Because if you go to Dame Dash and you ask him if he failed at anything, and he'll tell you no.
He learned. He be like, yeah, I failed. I learned. I don't take failure for failure. I take failure for learning experiences,
And
which
I
is what
mean-
I understand. Which is that's something you got to understand what failure is. Failure is just a learning experience. Take failure for the word face value.
And that's
Okay,
why I
if it's
say-
a failure, it's just a learning
And
experience.
that's why I say we as a people have to eliminate that. It's no failure, it's obstacles.
Turn it off.
And we have to eliminate that. There's no failure, it's obstacles. And we have to start, like I say, teaching the next generation that we're not going to live by these standards that's set by somebody else. We living by standards that's set by people
I'm
that
hearing you.
basically, I mean, the real life of it, basically, the standards that we live by are people that enslaved us. So when are we gonna start changing them standards? When, I mean, you got people in positions to start building up these black cities like they used to be. You know what I'm saying? To be self-sufficient. That in itself is a threat. So, you know, when you talk about the word failure, of course they want that in the English language because they don't want you to oversee that obstacle and start doing things on your own. You got to understand the reason why Black Wall Street was destroyed, the reason why Rosewood was destroyed, the reason why so many black communities was destroyed. Because one thing, with our dollars working for us, that means no dollars for anybody else.
True.
So you got to understand, if we spend $3.2 trillion a year in clothes, fashion, hair, just imagine if that $3.2 trillion a year was going into the black community.
I agree. I'm
So,
not disagreeing with what you said.
When you say failure, that means don't even try.
No.
Because if you try,
No.
you're going to fail.
No, when you say failure, is learn from your downsides. Learn from, because before it was a Oklahoma, before it was a Rosewood, where were they at? Enslaved, right?
But you got to understand, that's a personally. When you say, okay, I'm going to learn from this, that's personally. But one person might view it as that if he fail, I can't succeed.
But then what we do? You can't just teach the good in things. If I'm just telling you everything good, I'm restricting you from the full knowledge.
It's not telling you
I
something that's
gotta
good.
tell you. So what the good come to bad, right?
No,
the bad
it's-
is the failures.
It's telling you that along your journey, you're going to reach obstacles.
Obstacles that are.
We're not making these obstacles bad. We're making these obstacles that's something in the way of you succeed into your next step.
So once I came upon this obstacle,
you got to figure your way around it.
I gotta figure my way around it, through it, under it, somehow.
Exactly.
But until then, I gotta do what? Learn.
You're learning.
So I'ma stand there
So are
and
you
I'ma
failing because you're
learn.
learning?
Huh?
Are you failing because you're learning?
Every time did you not fail when it came to any obstacle that you had?
No, I never
any journey that you came through that you set a goal, you always succeeded the goal,
No, I learned from the goal.
which is a failure.
I didn't always.
Did you set out to get a
It's
promotion?
not a failure because I learned from it.
Did you set out to get a promotion and didn't get the promotion?
Yeah.
So you failed that time.
No, I learned.
Like I said, man. Like I said, when you understand that failure is just a learning experience. You just want to decorate the word.
Listen, I started Empress in 1992.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, I'm still doing Empress. Have there been a lot of obstacles in me doing Empress? Of course it has. Plenty of obstacles.
Did you ever start Empress and then stop?
No.
And then start it again?
No.
Did you ever set out, hey, at this point, I want Empress to be at sold this much, this many units, and then not sell that many units?
Yeah.
That's a fail.
That's not a failure. If
Did
it was
you-
a failure, I wouldn't be doing it today.
No. You just overcame that failure and you just kept going.
Overcame that obstacle.
No, you failed. You failed at that point.
Dude.
Because you wasn't able to say, okay, granted. You said, okay, nah. But you kept going, and then eventually you came back and said, okay, granted. Why? Because you didn't let it stop you. If I was a kid, I started playing football. I stopped playing football to play basketball. I failed at football.
No, you didn't fail.
Yes, I failed. Why? Because I didn't want to do it no more. I was straight. No matter how good I was. Allen Iverson, good in basketball, good in football. They were saying he was better in football. He's just up and wanted to stop playing football to play basketball. He failed at football. He won a Heisman Trophy and all of that. Why? Because he shifted his gears. Ain't nothing wrong with shifting your gears.
Okay, this is an
We
experiment.
like I said, we so hard on the word failure. Lighten up. It's just
I'm gonna tell-
it's just an adjustment.
We're gonna do this experiment. So for the next 6 months, take failure out your vocabulary and just use the word obstacle.
Or then now you want to, I'm gonna give you an experiment and say, instead of using the word obstacles, and transgressions, just take it to the chin and be like, all right, I failed that one. Take it
right.
like a man and be like, man, I failed that one. I pick up the tips and I keep it moving though. Because I know I can do better next time.
See, I can't. The thing about it is, I can never tell my team or anybody around me that you fail, because that's not, to me, that's not inspirational. I can't say that you fail, then be like, oh, but we have an opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to do it again. No, I'm
Why
not
not?
going to tell you that you failed.
Why?
I'm going to tell you that we have.
It ain't what you say, it's how you say it, bro.
We have things
you ain't gotta
to
come
do.
down
We
on me and be
gotta
like,
get back to
hey,
work."
you failed. We did this. We was that's dogmatic. I ain't speaking
Yeah,
on all of
I
that.
mean, not even being dogmatic. I just don't want the word failure.
Man,
period.
we gonna take it as face value. Hey, y'all, we set out these goals. We succeeded on this, and this. We surpassed this, and this. But we failed at this one right here. Nah, we great at these. So let's target this one just as we target that one, and let's put a little bit more emphasis. So the next 6 months where we reevaluate things, we a little bit better than where we at.
You sound real European.
No, I don't. I sound straightforward. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it, bro. And that's how you motivate your team.
I thought you was about to sell me some encyclopedias.
Hey, I'm giving you something to learn off of. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you something to learn off of instead of just, hey, we can do it. We didn't get number 1. We got number 2. We got the secondary trophy. But hey, no, we got a participation trophy. Let's keep going. That's what you're saying.
No,
That's what you're saying.
Oh, no.
That's what you're saying. Man, we don't
I'm
even
not-
want to use the word failure because we scared of what it
I'm
what it may
fine.
hold.
No, I'm
Man,
I'm
pick that
far
shit up,
from
man.
there.
Keep that shit moving.
My thing is that we got shit to do. We got work to do.
Thank you, man. We got work to do. We fucked up right here. Let's get better.
But I'm
That's
not.
it.
I'm still not gonna call it a failure.
It is what it is. It is what it is. If I see if I'm walking down the street and I'm in Florida and I see a motherfucking alligator or I'm gonna say that's a motherfucking alligator or a crocodile. I'm still getting the fuck on. I'm gonna call a cat, a dog, a dog. You feel me?
All right.
A failure is a failure, bro.
All right.
You
All
don't
right.
want to be a failure.
We're gonna do it like this. Let's put up a poll. We're gonna say the word failure or the word obstacles. Let the people put it in the content of which one they think we as people should start rocking with. Should we consider things failures, or should we consider things obstacles in life? You know what I'm saying, that we need to jump and get over as people.
And should we consider them obstacles, or should we consider just say it is what it is, bro? It's a failure. Hey, we fucked up. We messed up. We got to take it as face value. Learn from it. If this is something we really want to do, and we not leaving this realm of whatever it is, and we want to reach our highest goal of whatever it is, we know that, okay, we gonna fail. Obstacles. Okay. Fail. We gonna take those failures. We gonna take them to the chin. We gonna pick it up. We gonna learn from them. We gonna keep it moving, man. We don't have to sugarcoat things. Everybody always sugarcoat something, bro. Just get my shit straight. I don't need no chase. Because it's me against the world. It's me against myself anyway. I'm not competing against nobody but myself. So when I set out my goals, I understand that I'm gonna fail, but I'm just gonna take my failures as learning
When you
lessons.
set your goals, just understand there's going to be obstacles in your way.
To each his own. To each his own. To each his own. But let's man up. Let's high vibration. Let's bring high vibration to it and just say, hey, whatever it is, bro, we can conquer it.
Yeah.
And not take it as, like you said, the European way or whatever that it may be, man. Because, hey, we can conquer it. Bring your highest vibration through it. That's why I say it is a failure, because it's a yin, it's a yang, man. I know that if it's a good, it's a bad. Not necessarily saying bad, because what is bad? What is failure? What is success? You know what I'm saying? So it all plays a part in it, but if I'm going to take failure for what it is, I know that my failures is just, I always say I don't fail, I learn. But I know I fail. If I'm telling you, hey, right now I'm learning, brother. I'm learning. I'm learning. I done tried to do some shit myself and I fucked up. I failed. Now I'm looking for somebody to help me. You know what I'm saying?
And we also got to look at who's setting standards. You know what I'm saying? Who's setting the standards?
I guess. Shit. I mean, in this point of what failure is, I guess I want to say I'm setting the standard. And I, you know me, I stand on morals. So if I put my first foot forward, it's gonna be a lot of foots behind that. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Let's take it for what it is. A F a F, and an A. If that's the case, but I understand that my child may not be able to learn based on whatever the standard is.
Right.
So we gonna tweak this and make it the best benefit for my child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, my child's still getting F's. We trying as hard as we can. Yeah. Nah. Let's play our game. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna. Nah. Let's do it our way. I know my child because I'm the first teacher. You know what I'm saying? So let me get more active in what my child dialogue is and what's the pros and the cons are. You know what I'm saying? That's when you don't take. That's when you take that F from an F to a D, C, B, A. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the why, because we understood what the F meant. No, they ain't dumb. I know how my child learns. So hey, y'all can't do it. So I'm gonna do it the way that I think it should be done. So boom, we gonna do it that way.
Most definitely.
That's
I like
it.
that.
That's it. Okay, you got the F, then, but look where you got now.
Right.
And you way past that. You in school learning on your own. We did that in the 4th and 5th grade. Now you in high school, a straight A student or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But just we gotta understand that a F ain't nothing but a. But shit, we in life we take a whole lot of ums.
Yeah.
Being a black woman, you take a whole lot of ums. Being a black man, you take a whole lot of shit. Being a human nowadays, shit, you take a whole lot of ums. You know what I'm saying? So let's just take them ums and teach our kids that them ain't shit, bro. Them ain't shit. You fall at home, get up. I done seen you walk and you done jumped over that 1,000 times. Come on, man. You just tripped over that what? Obstacle. Failure.
And I mean, if you look at it, you know, I look at it like this. We both looking at the same goals at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? No matter what way, you know, what word we put on it, it's still to motivate the next person and to motivate that, you know, motivate our family and our people that we have around us. And no matter we saying if it's an obstacle, it's a fail, that still means get your ass up.
And keep it moving. Keep it trucking. I'm going based off what Giannis said. Is it a failure? Yeah, but we gotta be okay with the word failure, man. If we change the culture of what word failure is, of what the word failure is, we good.
Right.
We could beat that shit with a baseball bat. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, you failed, but it's all right. What he say on ATL? You failed, but you can get up and try it again. You know what I'm saying? It's all right, man. You failed, you fucked up, man. Come on, man. Get it up, try it again, man. Keep it moving, man. And even if you don't reach the highest pinnacle and you fall somewhere in that range, man, you man, be successful, man. What J. Cole said, man, if I don't reach where I want to reach, I'm good that God didn't plan it for my success for me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is preordained anyway. So shit, if you know what I'm saying. Shit, really in life, when your obstacles, you really supposed to be learning because you gonna go through it, and you know how I say shit. So you know what I'm saying. So you gotta play shit for how it is,
Right?
No, so shit, we definitely gonna hit all of them shits, bro. Make sure y'all tap into everything we just said. How y'all feel about the changing the culture of failure, man? Because I feel like we got to.
Yeah, we got to, man. And most definitely we got to, when it comes to hitting them obstacles, we definitely got to encourage, motivate.
For sure.
You know, and push our people along, man. And,
for sure.
And, you know, for the ones that doubt themselves, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter whatever you do, individuals, we as people, you know, we have certain doubts about things that we can do. But if we have somebody that motivates us and push us forward, you know what I'm saying, it makes it a whole lot better.
And control your thought. So you got to be able to, I always say, as a man thinketh he is, you know, the universe says that, you know, your mind, your crown chakra is everything. You know what I'm saying? If you change your mind, you change everything set before you. You know? So We got to get towards that. So before we get into this, back into this rocket or drop it, we got to get into these fucks for the weeks. So who getting them? Oprah. I feel like Oprah, you get what? You reach up under your chair. You get a fuck you for the week. You get a fuck you. So, who get fucked on this week, buddy?
Right. Man, earlier I had posted, you know, I was being sarcastic, really. And people that know me know I'm very sarcastic, especially with the words. But I had posted Happy Father's Day. And that was to get a reaction, because most of the time when Father's Day come around, there's a lot of women that like to jump, you know, on the platforms and be like, you know, well, I'm the father and the mother, or, you know what I'm saying, I'm the only father in this household. And to me, that's your opinion. You have every right to think like that. But, you know, realistically, in my world, how I see it, a father is a father and a mother is a mother. Regardless if you had a father that wasn't there, or you had a mother that wasn't there. Don't take from the ones that was. You know what I'm saying? So when we go on these platforms and, you know, for Mother's Day we say Happy Father's Day, and for Father's Day we say Happy Mother's Day, we take it from the ones that has reached that pinnacle and has done that journey, you know what I'm saying, and did their job, you know what I'm saying? So let's stop as a people taking from each other and uplift each other, where it's men or where it's women. Because we have hell of a mothers out here and we have hell of a fathers out here. These motherfuckers in between, it don't matter. Keep them motherfuckers in the middle out of it. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate the ones that, you know what I'm saying, is getting on their grind and making sure shit happen every day. So if it's the women's turn, let the women, you know what I'm saying, bask in their fucking glory. If it's the men's turn, let the men bask in their fucking glory. Because, I mean, we as parents, we don't ask for no pat on the back, but it's good to be praised. Without a motherfucker stepping in and shit doing Kanye
Like a
West.
party pooper. You feel like a party pooper, huh? You stupid.
You know, they're doing the Kanye West every time they come up, you know. But, I mean, so, you know, when it comes to the people in the middle, you know, fuck y'all. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Let people have their time. Stop thinking you the shit, you know, because half of them motherfuckers be on Section 8 or welfare. So, you know what I'm saying? And half of the niggas be fronting like a motherfucker and ain't picked their kids up in 3-4 years and shit. So, I mean, the motherfuckers that take care of their business, let them take care of their business
And let them be
give them
praised. Let him be praised. And y'all know, for me, for the shit, for the love on you for the week, y'all know I love loving on the motherfucker. So shit, he done said that. And I love to praise the motherfucker. So let's praise. All be the praise of everybody that need to be praised, bro. Because sometimes you always need to be praised and be praised from somebody else. Because like he said a couple minutes ago up in this show, he was like, man, sometimes we need motivation from other people. So let me motivate y'all. Because this is the motivation for the week. And it's going to be for y'all from Thursday to Thursday. You know what I'm saying? So praise you on what you're doing. Every time I get done meditating, I say, I can do it. I got it. It's done. You can do it. You got it. It's done. You feel me? All praise to you. Boom. That's where I'm going for my motivation for the week. That shit dope as hell. Nah, let's slide back into this rocket. You know it. This my baby. No, we gonna get back into this. This Power, King Kurt. Power. Talk to him.
Man, y'all got tightened up. Everybody just play their fucking part. You good at that, you good at that. You ain't no fella. You don't want that gift or that curse.
Time is ticking, jewels is dripping, diamonds shining, keep on grinding, elevation, fascination, this that Mortal King shit. Time is ticking, jewels is dripping, diamonds shining, keep on grinding, elevation, fascination, this that Mortal King shit. In order to have the power, you gotta have the plug. I USB the streets and download the drugs. Plug power, hazard lights, hit the gas and the lights. In order to have the power, you gotta have the plug. I USB the streets and download the drugs. Plug power, hazard lights, hit the gas and the life. Free Glizzy, free Slash, free G-Check, free Capo, free all my baby lows. Man, these streets ain't a joke. I'm the last of the real.